All right, traders. Wow. Where do we even start today's market recap, right? What a wild session it's been over the last 3 days. If you guys were actively trading the market as opposed to stuffing your face with turkey, then this was probably one of the wildest 3-day stretches I've ever seen. I have a chart of the S&P 500 open, but I've also got the NASDAQ. This is my favorite right now, the NAS 100, Forex and futures. I'm going to come back to the NASDAQ in just a few seconds because this was a sell-off like you wouldn't believe. Okay, but first things first, guys, what you're seeing on the screen right now, we're going to start here with the S&P 500. If you trade Forex, your symbol is SPX 500. If you trade futures, your symbol is ES. Of course, if you trade stocks, your symbol is SPY. And it's almost identical on the NASDAQ, all right, guys? For the NASDAQ, your symbol is NAS 100 for you Forex traders, NQ if you follow the futures markets, and QQQ if you trade NASDAQ stock, all right? Always remember that, guys. You can trade any asset class that you like. Forex and futures and stocks, they're all good. So don't let anybody talk you out of it, all right, guys? You decide what your favorite symbols are, what your favorite asset class is, and, trade accordingly. And of course, guys, what you're seeing right now overlaid onto the chart is the volume indicator. This is this green and red color band that identifies the starting point of a trend. And you can see from today's session on the S&P, we really only had two setups, right? This one here at 5:30 in the morning, and then a really nice one at 9:45 a.m. Now, this was a really nice setup. The vol indicator did turn green, but it came at 5:30 a.m., right? So any of you guys that actually took this trade, post a comment in the chat, man. I want to know how many of you guys that are in America are up at 5:30, looking at the futures markets. I'm not sure how many people in America caught this nice long setup here. I'm willing to bet you that anybody who made money buying the market today was probably overseas, Australia, UK, stuff like that. But if you actually made money going long the market today, congrats, man, because there was a nice 50 point, aka 200 tick pip move that printed super early morning. But the winning ticket, in my opinion, today, guys, actually came a little bit later in the session at 9:45 a.m. and it was universal from today, right? If you were watching the market, something strange, something unusual happened where every asset class, every indices just started tanking. And in fact, it was a lot more pronounced on the NASDAQ than it was on the S&P, right? And this leads me to one of my points here, guys. Symbol selection is important, The NASDAQ is, I will grant you, the NASDAQ is extremely volatile, but it's a good thing, okay? Because how else do you expect to capture 1,000 ticks or 1,000 pips in a single session if you're not trading volatile markets like the NAS 100, right? That's also kind of the reason that I don't focus too much on the S&P 500, although lately I have been. I kind of feel that with the S&P 500, you have to be a little bit more selective with your entries because, in my opinion, the S&P 500 is a little bit more slower moving compared to the NASDAQ, right? But again, I think it's really just a matter of personal preference, and all I can tell you guys is I freaking love the NASDAQ, okay? It's a scary market, it's a violent market, but wow, does this market move. Like I said, 1,000 pips, 1,000 ticks today, just following a simple volume-based color change. So yeah, let's use the NASDAQ as kind of our use case from today. Let's see what lessons we can glean from trading volume on the NASDAQ. Remember, guys, this green and red color band is the volume indicator. That's why you see this note here, volume indicator. And this exact moment in time here where the volume color band does shift from green into red, for those of you guys who are always trying to catch and identify tops, you're always just for some reason trying to short the market, be smart about it, right? Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered, okay? You've heard that saying before, and what that saying means is don't be a greedy pig, right? Be smart, be sensible, and wait for the market to give you a clue that it wants to change the direction, okay? Don't be a dummy and try to short the market over here randomly because you're seeing it touch a certain level, like 16,400 or all these fake levels that people claim they can spot in the market, right? Look, man, there's only one thing that the market's going to alert you on and give you a clue every day, and that is when it wants to change the trend, right? When this thing started, the trend was bullish, right? Good for you. You're long and strong. But as you guys know, trends don't last forever. When a trend is underway, you can bet your bottom dollar that a new trend is going to start very shortly. Right? And it's your job to pick up on the clues that the market gives you. Don't be a crybaby, just listen to what the market's telling you, okay? Because volume, ladies and gentlemen, is the one indicator that is not lagging. It's forward-looking. At this exact moment in time, the market's kind of giving you a clue that says the volume pressure has now shifted from the buyers being in control into the sellers being in control. But you don't know for sure that the market's going to take a dump. Nobody does, right? All you can really do is look for a potentially low risk setup, okay? And you got to do it as fast as you can. And most important, you got to look for logical areas on where to place your stop. And guys, you got to be quick to recognize and spot patterns, all right? A pattern that I'm finding a lot of success with, especially lately with this crazy volatility, you know that volatility is a good thing, or at least I hope you know, volatility is a day trader's dream. I'm finding a lot of success with retracements, okay? So a retracement pattern is going to look like this, where the market establishes the direction, giving you the first leg of the retracement. Then it actually retraces, right? Giving you the second leg of this retracement pattern. And then the market trends in the direction that you thought it would trend based on this technical setup. Does this make sense, guys? Stop me if this is too confusing. Stop me if I'm going too fast. Post your comments in the chat. But I think you get this, all right? It's a simple, very simple retracement pattern. So if I kind of superimpose this onto the price action, you can see that many times a retracement pattern is going to look exactly like this, where three things play out in our favor: the market direction, the retracement being underway, and then the market trending in our favor. And look, guys, your reflexes, right? Your trading reflexes and your ability to spot patterns are going to be so much more easier on a price action based chart that uses volume, okay? As opposed to these candlestick BS garbage charts, which you've heard me refer to numerous times as the amateur chart or the retail trader chart. You ain't never going to be able to spot patterns on this chart. I know you think you can, right? But here's a news flash. On these charts, all right, your eyes are going to play tricks on you. Whereas on a more professional display, what I consider a more polished setup, I think it's going to be very easy for you guys to spot these patterns. And, you know, this is a night and day difference with how the data is presented to you when you're actively trading, okay? So what does a trade entry actually look like? Well, I'm going to break this down for you in 5 seconds. When the retracement's underway, you wait for the same color bar to print as the color of the volume indicator. You understand? And so what that means is we're waiting for the first red bar to show up, and that's all the confirmation we need to take this potential short trade right in this area over here. Make sense, guys? I hope it does, okay? I hope this is all making sense to you. Folks, this is not complicated, right? All we're doing is we're waiting for color matches within the context of what the market is telling us it wants to do, and we're looking for low-risk setups to participate in a potential trend change, right? And because you don't know if the market is going to trend in your favor, you always have to have a logical area on where to place your stop. And so in this case, the stop simply goes one tick or one pip above this bar's high, right? And of course, if we zoom this bad boy out, my goodness, did this market just take an absolute dump, guys? Okay. For a shocking 1,000 pips slash ticks within 30 minutes of us taking this trade. Right? Now look, guys, I'm not saying that this is always going to be the case. I wish I could tell you you're going to make 1,000 ticks or 1,000 pips every single day, right? But when this type of setup reveals itself and you follow all the rules, you're mechanical, you're methodical, you're emotionless with your entries, right? You're just a machine when it comes to using volume to spot these high probability setups. I am telling you folks, days like today are going to make it all worth it. It is legitimately like taking candy from a baby today. Congrats to everybody who did catch both sides of today's trading on the NASDAQ, even the S&P. There's absolutely not a single doubt in my mind that we're going to be seeing these types of moves, these incredibly wild sessions in the market every single day this week and probably next week. Okay, so don't let anybody tell you that you can't make money trading in the holidays. In fact, sometimes I feel trading around the holidays is one of the better times to trade, because once you identify the starting point of this trend and the starting point of this trend, right, then you never know how far the market is going to trend in your favor, and more importantly, how much money the market wants to give you on any one particular day. Guys, that'll do it for this video. If you'd like to get your hands on this powerful volume indicator, then get in touch, call, text, email, whatever's convenient, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a free one-on-one demo, really show you how this volume indicator is going to supercharge your trading. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.